Just be bored and you level up. Is it really that simple? I have had a huge problem in my life. That problem was I have a lot of things that I need to get done, but for some reason, I just can't find the motivation to do it, or even though I have a list of things that need to get done, I just won't do them. So I want to share with you 3 things that I did that really helped, and you'll be surprised how simple these are. Now, I am really trying to learn how to write better. I'm getting into stand-up comedy. I want to learn to write jokes, and writing doesn't come naturally to me at all. So what I would do is I would stare at a notepad, try to write something down, but nothing would click. And in 2 minutes, I would go pick up my PlayStation. Maybe I'll go do something else. I'll go watch TV, watch Netflix, scroll YouTube or TikTok for 5 hours and get nothing done. So I didn't really know what to do. So the first thing that I did was I happened to have been reading this book here called Psycho-Cybernetics. It was recommended to me as a way to improve your self-confidence and self-image. But one of the things that I found most fascinating about it, there's a whole chapter around your success mechanism, which talks about how your brain solves problems when you're not doing anything. But for me, being this super productive entrepreneur, I have to be working all the time, hustle, hustle, hustle. I thought I have to be doing something all the time, all day, every day. So the book mentions that when you have an idea, let's say you have a problem, and you're just staring at the problem all the time, your brain won't just naturally come up with the answer. You won't just be creative because you want your brain to be creative. It just naturally happens automatically. So you have to allow your brain this space so it can be creative. So the recommendation the book makes is be bored. Do things that are mundane and the idea will come to you. For example, when I'm in the shower, that's when I get my best ideas. When I'm washing the dishes, every now and then, that's when I get the best ideas. When I'm at the gym and on the treadmill, or if I'm doing the laundry, that's where I'm getting my ideas. I'm not actively thinking about getting a solution to my problem. So the first thing that really helped me was just allowing myself the time to be bored. Now me, I really struggle with not being distracted. I have ADHD as well. I'm always on my computer. If I'm not on my computer, then I'm on my phone. If I'm not on my phone, I'm playing the PlayStation. So I'm just bouncing between things that give me dopamine. So here's something that helped me. I bought one of these bad guys, and there's no sponsorship, nothing. I don't get anything off of it. I don't even know what this thing is called. But if you go to Amazon and you just type in lockbox, you'll get this. Essentially, here's what it is. It's a box where you can put your stuff, you can lock it, and you can put a timer on it, and when you press the button, it just locks your stuff in there. Why has this helped me? Why has it been such a big game changer? Because let's say if I want to cut down on my screen time, and my phone is right there, I have to constantly battle. I have to constantly make the decision of not using my phone. It's there all the time. If I'm on my laptop, I have to constantly make the decision of not going to YouTube, not going on Instagram. So when I bought this thing, I did something really weird. I would put my TV remote in here, I would put my phone in here, I would put all of that stuff in here, and I would lock it, just so I have no access to it. So I just don't have the option. I just don't have the option of being distracted. Then the other issue I had was on my laptop. When I didn't have my phone, then I would go to my laptop and I would open all the same sites. I downloaded a plugin called Freedom, which you can just set it for a timer, and for a certain amount of time, it just doesn't allow you to go on those websites. So now I have a schedule where when I go to sleep at night around 7 o'clock, I lock all my devices in here up until the end of the weekday for the following day, or the end of the workday for the following day. So my computer, I can't access anything. In my box, all the things are locked up. I can't access anything. So my mind is in this space where it is so bored that every little thing will seem interesting. It's bizarre because I've realized my mind is used to such a high level of stimuli where it's constantly getting dopamine from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, PlayStation, that it needs that time to wind itself down and get ideas. So this is what I've been doing. I had a calendar, and every single day, lock your stuff away, be bored, your mind is going to be screaming to get some stimuli, but just allow yourself that space and let's see what happens. So I have been staring at this blank canvas for a long time, and I haven't been able to come up with any material. But ever since I've been doing it, here is all of the stuff that I have written. And this is just in the past 3 days. I do not consider myself a good writer, But after giving myself some space, I realized, holy crap, I have a lot of ideas. I just never give myself time to do it. Now, here's the other thing. Because I was so bored, every tiny thing that I needed to do that I didn't want to do, I was now doing. So instead of ordering fast food because my phone was locked, I was cooking in the kitchen. I was washing the dishes. I was going to the gym. I was actually on the treadmill. So I started losing weight and getting in better shape. So I've realized that whether it comes to leveling up in your personal life, leveling up in your career, leveling up in writing, or whatever it might be, boredom, boredom, that is the answer. Boredom is what allows you to be creative, because if you're constantly busy, constantly doing things, you're never giving your brain the space to really come up with those solutions. So another thing the book mentions as a takeaway is when you have a problem and you can't quite think of the solution, or maybe you're thinking of a punchline or a business idea, whatever it might be, think about it right before you sleep. So just tell your mind, okay, this is the problem. I'm going to go to sleep in the morning. Tell me what the solution is. I thought this was a little bit of mumbo jumbo, but I thought, okay, let me give it a try. I would write down some setups for jokes, and I just couldn't figure out, like, okay, what's funny about this? What's the punchline? What's the punchline? What can I say? And I would go to sleep, and the next morning I would wake up and I would have 5 different ideas for it. If I had just forced myself to come up with good ideas, it just wouldn't have happened. So I realized you need to just give your brain time to simmer into it, let it marinate, and eventually it'll figure out the solution. So this is a very, very obvious discovery. I'm sure I'm not the first one to discover this, but I've realized to help me level up in life, boredom, that's the super weapon. Boredom is the key.